If you could ask a group of successful 75-year-olds for the most common mistake that they made in their 50s and 60s with their retirement plan, what do you think they'd say? After 16 years of working with retirees, I hear the same thing over and over again. And it might not be what you think. It's not, I wish I had saved more, or I wish I had invested better. They actually say, I wish I hadn't waited so long to live, or I wish I had retired sooner. An important thing to note is that retirement in their mind is not the traditional view. To them, retirement is the freedom to spend your time exactly how you want to spend it. It's not about stopping work. It's really about starting life on your own terms. Many people think that retirement means sitting on the beach, but the retirees that I work with, the ones that are truly happy, they're not retired from life. They're retired from being controlled by money. They've designed a life where time is theirs, where they can say yes to what matters the most and then no to what doesn't. And here's what they wish they knew in their 50s and 60s. You don't have to wait to start living that way right now. So if you're looking for the answer to the title of this video, that's it. But if you're interested in learning what has stopped them from realizing this sooner so that it doesn't happen to you, there's three things that they shared. First is the sustainability trap that's killing many retirement plans. I'll go over that. Second is a simple framework that my happiest retirees use to enjoy their life now without sabotaging their future. And then third is the actual planning process they used to make this shift happen. Here's something that most people don't think about. I call it the time reality check. You're not just building wealth, you're really buying time. I heard Jesse Itzler say something that really hit me like a ton of bricks recently. He was thinking about his parents, and he lives in a different state than his parents. So he sees them about once per year. And his parents were 75 at the time, and he realized something important. He said, if you see your parents once per year and they're 75, you don't have 10 years left with them. You actually only have 10 visits, not 10 years, 10 visits. When you start thinking in terms of time, not just years or dollars, everything can change. So it's good to remember every dollar you save is future time that you're purchasing. And then every dollar you spend now is present time that you're prioritizing. The question isn't whether you should save or spend. The question is, are you being intentional about the time trade-offs that you're making? Often after we create a retirement plan for our clients, they realize that their money is actually making them money right now. They're in that position. It's a good position to be in. But the money is not making them more time. Let's move on to what every financial plan actually gets wrong. They're really all saying the same thing. It's save more, spend less, max out every account, optimize everything. And those steps, they are important, but picture this. You're 58 years old. You've been in a successful career for 25 years. You're making good money, probably peak earning years, and you've got a solid 401k, but you're tired. And you start to wonder, what's next after this? And for the past decade, you've been following the optimize everything approach, which is good. And you've in the peak earning years, you've got you're maxing out all your retirement accounts. You're making the right tax moves, but you haven't taken a real vacation in years. And your spouse keeps suggesting maybe some weekend getaways or fun things to do around time. Maybe it's an exercise class together, but you're tired. You don't feel like you have the time to do it. You've been so focused on work that you're missing some of the other important areas of life, and you might be headed for burnout. Now, you might say, I can handle this. I've managed this level of stress for years and nothing's changed. But here's the thing. When you were younger, your capacity to handle stress was way up here. But you know what happens with age is that it's a very normal experience. The capacity to handle stress starts to lower. I don't know if you've ever felt that, where the late nights, they start to hit different. And the long commute, it starts to feel a little bit worse. And the one more work project, it starts to feel off. And it becomes easier to burn out the older you get. And that burnout could cost you far more than any investment return could ever give you. This is what I call the sustainability trap that I mentioned earlier. And here's what I tell my clients. If your current plan drains your energy, it might not be sustainable. And if it's not sustainable, then it's not effective. Your retirement plan isn't just a math problem. It's also an energy problem. Let's think about this a different way. That extra 1% that you're squeezing from your budget or maybe adding to your retirement accounts, here's something that won't beat. It's a weekend camping trip with your grandkids before they're too old to say that grandma and grandpa aren't cool anymore, or they don't want to hang out with you anymore. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you kind of understand that under 10 age is something magical. It also won't beat a hike in a national park that really clears your head and resets your mood. It won't beat a trip to see your college roommate, your best friend that you haven't seen in 15 years. The thing is that experiences can compound too, just like our investments can, but just in a different currency. And the returns that those deliver, they often matter more in the long run than anything on your balance sheet. Think about the last time that you had a truly great experience. Maybe it was a family reunion, or maybe it was a special anniversary dinner or a trip to that national park. How did you feel afterwards? Were you more energized, more motivated, maybe more connected? That's compounding. That experience didn't just give you a good memory, it actually gave you fuel. So fuel to work harder for some time, to be more present, to show up better in your life. I've never met a client who regretted spending money on meaningful experiences, but I have met plenty who regretted missing them in pursuit of an extra few dollars, money that they're not going to ever spend anyways. Joy pays dividends that don't show up in your portfolio. And please remember this.